Hi, welcome back to another episode of Thinking Inside the Box on Noah's Ark. Today we're going to talk about gated reverbs and how to recreate those. So the gated reverb effect was made famous by Phil Collins on a track called In the Air Tonight. But virtually every hit record in the 80s had gated reverb on it. So let's first start by listening to a track by Dire Straits called Money for Nothing on the album Brothers in Arms. And let's focus on the drum track that features the gated reverb effect in the drum solo in the intro. So unfortunately, I won't be able to play you this track, but I invite you to listen on your own and come back to this video. So how does gated reverb work? Well, the process is pretty simple. Let's say you want to apply that effect on a snare drum. Well, you send that snare drum signal to an aux using a send, and you apply the reverb of your choice on that send, on that parallel track. And so after the reverb, you're going to insert a gate, and that gate is going to choke the reverb tail, but keep the early reflections. To accentuate the effect, you can use a big, bright reverb and a sharp gate at an appropriate threshold. By adjusting the release time and threshold and keeping the range to maximum, you can get that desired gated reverb sound. So let's jump into Pro Tools and I'll show you how you can get that gated reverb sound in the box. So let me show you how you do the gated reverb effect pretty easily. So let's listen to the groove first. So pretty simple groove. So obviously you can do gated reverb with presets that come with plugin very easily, but let's try to do that from scratch without any presets. So I've used a plate reverb for this example and put the decay to 2 seconds, so quite long. And let me remove the gate for now and listen to the drums with that reverb. So it's really a long and deep sounding reverb, but we want this kind of lengthy decay so that we can actually cut it with the gate. So when we activate the gate, obviously the threshold and the release time are pretty important, and so you have to set those accordingly to the signal you're getting. So let's try it first with just the snare and see how that sounds like. So without the gate, with. So you can adjust obviously the threshold and the release time according to your taste as well. Let's put the kick in and see what that sounds like. A lot of records from the 80s also send the kick in the gated reverb, and that sounds like this. You can play with the release time as well. So you need to experiment and get the right threshold so that it triggers correctly every hit. And triggering of the gate is made by the reverberation signal. So it may be a little inconsistent at times. And there's a way to handle that problem, and that's by using the sidechain. So we're going to send the kick and snare signal to a different bus as well as sending it to the reverb, so that in the expander, we can set the key input to that bus and then activate the sidechain so that the gate is going to be triggered by the dry signal instead of the reverberation signal that's coming from the plate right before. And we're going to need to adjust the hold and release to adapt to this change. And it sounds like this. So there you go, gated reverb. So that's it, the gated reverb sound in the box. So let me know in the comment section below how you use the gated reverb effect in your tracks and how you achieve that in the DW. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more tips and tricks and music production techniques. And I'll see you next time for another video.